Resources to order. I declare there is a quorum of committee members present, and note that the media has been given proper notice pursuant to the Freedom of Information Act. First on the agenda item is the revised travel guidelines. Ms. Ashley Smith, you are recognized.
Good afternoon, Chairman Ramsey, Dr. Ingram, and members of the board. After our last meeting, we discussed some revisions to the travel guidelines. They've been presented on board docs. Do you have any questions regarding the revisions?
I believe not.
No question, but I'm still concerned about the travel that we are imposing upon the personnel here in Berkeley County. My concern is basically the same as last time. I really hadn't changed my position because Berkeley County is a large county, and I believe we need to make sure that our employee or personnel are trained to the best of their ability, and some of these workshops has training involved. So I really don't see where it will help the county by not allowing people to attend.
Well, I understand that concern, and I think, Reverend Spann, the intent is to try to make us more thoughtful about what we try, where we go, and why we go. And we're also planning to do some written guidelines on how we share information and expectations on conferences. And I've asked Ashley, we've talked about keeping a baseline cost from year to year to see if this guideline is effective, to see if we are saving money, and also discuss, was there something that we really wanted to go to but couldn't because of it, so we could always make adjustments later. And I think it's flexible enough that if we feel that something is important, we can go. So it's not our intent to not go to things. I think that would be too far in one direction. So just wanted to add that. I don't think it precludes necessary travel or travel that's worthwhile, but I do think we have to spend our dollar carefully. I don't want to go to something just to go. I want to be sure it has good purpose and that it's also pleasing to the public. I'll give you an example. In my old job in another state, I refused to let someone go to Las Vegas to a conference. Well, it may have been a good conference, but it was in Las Vegas, and I don't think that's a very good optic for the public. Using taxpayer money to go to Vegas. So, and with technology, there are other ways to glean information. So I think we have to be more intentional, maybe, about our travel. And I think this is a way to be more intentional. So, but I understand your concern, and I do not disagree with you at all.
Yes, sir. Have there been some statistics about how much money you'll save by doing what you're planning?
No, but I can do a trend analysis over time and show the savings over time for you.
And my understanding is, as Dr. Ingham just explained, is it's pretty much we're looking to establish a baseline and pretty much trying to establish a clear set of guidelines instead of just being so open-ended as far as with the travel. Just for instance, the example he used with the Las Vegas, there has been thoughts of, has all the conferences and the places that some of the folks have gone, is it for the best use of our funds? And it is for the best use of the district. And my understanding is we're looking to establish what is best use. And so it's not a matter of where we're trying to limit people from going to conferences or trying to take away their motivation. It's a matter of really trying to set up some guidelines and parameters so we can really feel comfortable with what we're using. So in conclusion, what I'm saying is this is not an end all from my understanding. This is more of a beginning of we're looking to set these guidelines, but it doesn't mean that once we set it as such that it cannot be tweaked or improved upon.
I just want you to understand what I'm saying.
I do.
We are dealing with in-state as well as out-of-state, right? So in-state traveling. as well as out-of-state travel. You're dealing with both of those. And my concern is whether or not we're making the investment in our personnel like as we should, is because of the district is growing so fast and we're getting so densely populated and so forth and so on. Our school system need to keep up with school system across the state. So if we're not training our personnel, then how will we keep up?
Yeah, I understand. Any more questions or statements?
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the revised travel guidelines as presented by administration.
Okay. I second. Do we have any discussion? We would now call the question. All those in favor respond by saying aye.
Aye.
All those who are opposed respond by saying nay.
Nay.
The motion is approved by a vote of 2-1. Second on the agenda is out-of-state travel requiring board approval. Ms. Ashley Smith, you are recognized again.
In regards to the new travel guidelines, you've been presented with 7 requests for out-of-state travel. It was presented on board docs for your review. Do you have any questions?
I asked this question privately, but I would like it to be answered publicly.
Okay.
The $56,000 for, I think, 27 employees, it's my understanding that that's use it or lose it state money.
That is correct. That is a professional development fund for technology, and if they do not utilize the funds, they will lose the funds. We will have to send them back to the State Department of Education. So it is allocated for professional development for technology.
I think as a board, we need to advocate for the state to allocate us money for best use and not use it or lose it. $56,000 to travel, 27 people to the same place is a lot of money we could put other places. But if it's only for that purpose, I would certainly not want to keep our employees from going there. But 27 people to the same place out of state is a lot to me. It bothers me how the state allocates and puts strings attached to the money. But that number surprised me when I looked on board docs. I asked that question, so I just wanted everybody to have the benefit of the answer that I had heard.
Well, and I saw the same thing. The one thing that I did that really kind of caught my eye because I saw the dollar amount that was on there and 27 people. And I know that we kind of had that discussion, but just so that everybody else knows what we're looking at, this says instructional coaches, assistant principals, school tech coaches, instructional technologist, librarian, teachers, director of network support. So it's not just one school. So I don't want people to think that we're sending 27 people from one school or one department. I mean, this covers the whole district. So this is, I feel like people were very wise about how they chose. You know, it seems to me like it's different schools, it's different departments. So it's not just one group going; it's a lot of different groups going. So $56,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah, I wondered that at first when I looked at that too.
That's a lot of money.
I was like, wow.
But it's seems like it's a lot of different type of people that are going. So it could be. I'm hoping it's going to be beneficial at least.
Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the 7 out-of-state travel requests as presented by administration.
I second. Have any more discussion? We will now call the question. All those in favor respond by saying aye.
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 All those who are opposed respond by saying nay. The motion is approved by a vote of 3-1.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. At this time, I will entertain a motion to adjourn the committee meeting.
So move.
Second. All those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.